Hello everyone, and welcome back to CK3. We are here with yet a new series, and this time we are here with a roleplay campaign. And I mean roleplay as seriously as possible. Like we are here to actually do roleplay. I'm not here to play in the normal way that I would, where it's like I play CK3 as a grand strategy game but add in some roleplay. No, we are going to be here to actually roleplay in Crusader Kings 3. Hopefully going forward, this will be the norm. This will become the norm of my CK3 campaigns from here on out. What is the goal? You may be asking, what is the goal for this campaign? Well, there is no goal. We are Maxakid here. He is the ruler of Khiva. For those of you who are familiar with the Rice mod, you may or may not be familiar with this character. He's nothing really special. He's not like a historical character or anything, but he is a character that exists, I believe, because of Rice. I'm not totally sure on that, honestly. It's been so long since I played vanilla, so I have no idea what vanilla looks like at all. But anyways, we are here. We are here to roleplay. We are here to experience the campaign through the eyes of Maxak and his descendants. Make decisions and choices that the characters, I would assume the characters would make. And we are here to see, truly to see where we go. We could go any direction. It doesn't matter. As long as it's a good story, as long as it's good roleplay, and as long as it's fun. Without further ado, let's step into the world and see what we have. We are, of course, like I said, the ruler of Khiva, and Khiva is in the region of Khwarazmian. And you may already notice, but our Maxak here is Zoroastrian. In fact, we are the only Zoroastrian vassal within this realm. We are specifically Khwarazmian, which I believe is a more polytheistic Zoroastrianism compared to the more ditheistic or henotheistic Mazdian mainstream Zoroastrianism. Let's look at Khwarazmianism specifically. With deep roots in the religious admixture, I apologize. With deep roots in the religious with deep roots in the religious admixture of Sogdiana, the Khwarazmian worship a wide set of gods and spirits, both ancestral and universal. They also revere icons, something anathema to many other Zoroastrians. Yet, as unique as some aspects of their faith may be, in other ways they remain within the orbit of mainstream Zoroastrian doctrine, practicing the purity rituals and tending the eternal fires with unceasing devotion. We have communal identity, adaptive, and sense of worship. We have our own Yazatas, Bactral Sogdian Yazatas, compared to the Sasanian Yazatas, followed by the Mazdians and I believe the Kuramites, and also these guys as well. These guys have their own Armenian ones. But anyways, that is our religion. We are Zoroastrian. But of course, like I said, we are the only Zoroastrian ruler in our realm. There are other Zoroastrian rulers in the Samanid realm here. I believe here they are, yeah, in the Pamiri Mountains. As you can see here, all the other vassals, all the other rulers here are Muslim, including our overlord. Speaking of our overlord, he is callous, ambitious, and greedy, which is not ideal, not what you want as a liege. We don't hate him. If it wasn't for the once in the council, we don't actually hate him. We're more or less neutral with him. He's more or less neutral with us. So, as for our ruler here, our stats, I'm already looking at our stats. It's really, really bad. But anyways, we are honest, which is good. We're cynical, and we're lazy. We are an astute intellectual, and of course we are a detractor of the caliphate because we are Zoroastrian. Maybe either he doesn't. Let's look at our secrets here. Okay, no. There are no secrets where, like, if he, like, believes in a false god or doesn't believe in God at all. I think he's just, overall, just less religious in his life. Doesn't necessarily mean that he is against religion or would want to convert to a religion, like, want to willingly convert to religion, unless there is some sort of gain in it. Let's look at the other characters around here. Of course, that's important. Of course, we already saw our liege here. We have the ruler of Gurganjir, Sinna, who is compassionate, gregarious, and humble. He's a very likable character. We have Ketun here, who is Uguz, the only outsider of our realm, at least cultural-wise. He's a detractor. He's humble, paranoid, and calm. Another likable character. More or less, he is paranoid. And Dargon here, who is forgiving, stubborn, and compassionate. He's an intricate web weaver, and he's also a supporter of the Caliph. For the most part, funnily enough, everyone other than our liege is pretty likable in this realm. So hopefully that means that we'll have a more or less stable realm. Let's look at our council. Not that there is one. We have our Herbat here, our religious leader of the realm. Khwarazmian. Not sure. That's right. Arrogant, gregarious, and lazy. Astute intellectual as well. Race of the city of Hazarasp. Darius. Paranoid, craven, and content. He doesn't like me at all. He actually hates me. Unrest culture. I'm not sure what that means at all. We'll make him the chancellor. It's his right. He is my vassal, so he does need to be on my council. Let's look at the other guys here. Greedy, fickle, and lazy. Oh, there's a lot of lazy characters. He's more or less qualified, so I'll put him there. Martial, stubborn, craven, and wrathful. Tough soldier and aggressive attacker. Fair enough. You're qualified. And final spot, we have Tishifan. Tishifan, who is on the older side. He's vengeful, paranoid, and gregarious, but he is an elusive shadow. He's very, very good at intrigue. So I think we will put him there. All right. That's our council done. Let's look at our county here, actually, that we own. As you can see here, the tax isn't very much. It's because I have turned down... I'm playing with the same mod pack that I normally play with. Link is in the description. And I've gone around and changed the game rules just a little bit. The biggest thing I've done is I have lowered the amount of tax that you gain from that you gain from your domains. So there's a 50% decrease in taxes from your domains. This does one of two things. This scales down significantly the economic development of the game, making it to where, you know, the AI just in general the world isn't as economically developed. Economic development scales rapidly once the game starts picking up later on, and it is mitigated by the Dark Ages, but I decided to mitigate it even more with more interactive vassals here to slow down the development process of the world, and hopefully it would make things slightly more balanced in the later game, in a later stages of this campaign. One other thing this will do is this would make vassals actually significantly more important for their lieges, because now your own domains aren't going to be making nearly as much money, so you are significantly more reliant on the tax from your vassals, because really in base game your vassals aren't very important. What's really important is your domains. If you just have enough domains, you can very much survive on your own without any vassals. Let's look at our culture here, actually. We haven't looked at our culture. We are Khwarazmian, of course. We have Caravaneers. We have Enlightened Magnates. Frontier Warriors, Beacon of Learning. Kala Settlements, and Aktarveniks, which is our special one here. Since ancient times, the peoples of Khwarazm have been renowned throughout the Middle East and Central Asia for their skills in astronomy, calendry, and mathematics. Aktarvenik is the traditional Khwarazmian term for an astronomer. We have access to Tarchons, which is nice. They're extremely expensive, so it's not gonna we're not gonna have them anytime soon. That's that. Let's look at, we already done our count, so we look at the characters. Let's look at lifestyle learning. We have gone down medicine. I'm not gonna go down any further than this. We already have higher in constitution. And wash your hands. I'm not going to go any further down this. I'm going to say this outright. I'm not going to go down further than this because this tree is frankly overpowered. It is toned down with the Dark Ages mod, but it's still extremely powerful. And I don't think my character would go down theology, considering we're cynical. So I guess the next thing to do is just go down scholarship. Yeah, the knowledge of those who have come before, the knowledge of those still living, and the knowledge of perpetual truths. We can probably start the game. There's nothing really much else to do. I think it's better for us to just marry locally. It doesn't really matter. Our legitimacy doesn't matter because we're a count of a single county, so it doesn't matter if our legitimacy gets a hit. We only have one character here that we can marry, but for now we're gonna not do anything. We're just gonna see how the world develops. My liege, Khwarazmian, is giving me the... I mean, what else really could I do? Marshal? Yikes. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll be the marshal. Because it's more levy size. Armigo maintenance. Prowess. Okay, fair enough. Wow. Interesting choice. I mean, I guess he has to put me on his council because I am a powerful vassal, so... Garganj and Dargon are the most economically developed in the region. Dakma of Garganj. This great circular dakma, or Tower of Silence, tops a lonely rise above the plain. It was once used by the Zoroastrian to expose their dead to the cleansing sky and sun, but as the faithful grow fewer with each passing summer, the tower sees fewer funerary rites and more sentries, for its height and shape now lend themselves better to watchfulness than worship. Tower grants additional effects if held or populated by a faith practicing sky burials. So it's holding, it's much harder to raid it, so it takes a lot longer to raid, I should say. It's less dangerous, and the entire county gets higher popular opinion and more plague resistance. Actually, this, coupled with our culture here, Frontier Warriors, makes it to where this is 100% harder or slower to raid. What do we got here? As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint to try again. Nothing short of a miracle. With the aid of a stone of glass, even old men struggling with bad eyesight could read with ease. Would I ask for assistance? I think let's go for, I require assistance. Let's, I need your help. He's gonna get a hook on me. He can't really do anything with it, so it doesn't really matter. Following the start of the Khwarazm, Kara Bolga's Gold Tributary War, our liege has called their banners, and we must now decide how to answer our summons. Let me know that Maxakid shall... Okay, let's see what's going on here. You are attacking these guys. You're trying to make them your tributary, but how are you doing that when these guys are... Wait, aren't you... Yeah, they already have... Yeah, they already have a suzerain. How are you able to even do that? Like, genuinely, actually, how are you able to do that? Oh yeah, I guess they're not guaranteed, right? The tributaries aren't guaranteed by default. I don't need to join this war. I think my liege has this perfectly covered. I don't think he needs my help. Let me see. Yeah, I think he's fine. I don't need to help you. I am his marshal, however. I guess I kind of do have a duty to fight in his wars. I think, yeah, I guess I'll declare for my liege, sure. I do have to help him. I kind of really do actually have to help him. I am his marshal. And you know what? I am going to lead my troops. Oh, unrest war. What is that? Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. We are in the Iranian intermezzo, and we are in the unrest era. And because of that, we get extra advantage in same cultural heritage provinces and when commanding own armies. So that means I'm not a horrible marshal, actually, when it comes to leading my armies. And also I get a +10 for leading own soldiers. Alright, well then yeah, I will lead, because I'm actually very good at it. Well, what I will do is at least I will just attach to my liege's army and just have the AI do its thing. I'm not going to really focus on it. I'm not losing money. I'm not getting any money, but I'm not losing money for this war, so it's not that big of a deal. We do have a single Aswaran, who is Tishifan, and our spy master. The time has come for me to plan ahead on what angle of my noble life I will concentrate the efforts over the next decade. Investing my fortune in one of the paths available, it is certain my choice will carry deep consequences for my personal achievements as a person and as a ruler. Focus on improving the lot of my peasants. Provincial priority or development, control, and popular opinion. What's development growth over here? It's nothing. There is no growth. Okay. What's on my prestige? I don't think I'm the person who really cares for prestige, nor piety, nor lifestyle and realm management. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything. We're just not gonna do anything. We don't have to do anything. We're not gonna do anything. With our liege, who is leading this army? Yeah, all right, it is actually our liege. Good. Military engineer. Okay, it's nice for him. He does have a wife. Oh, his wife is actually Zoroastrian. That's interesting. Okay, so that clearly shows that our liege is probably probably quite tolerant of us. We haven't gone too far, to be fair. So, but we haven't seen any, conversion proposal to us. So it does seem that our liege is quite tolerant for now of the Zoroastrians, many Zoroastrians that he rules over, which is everyone essentially in the realm. Everyone is Zoroastrian. At least the populace is majority Zoroastrian. The Afrikids actually themselves do hail from Zoroastrians. Yes, the last Zoroastrian was Torkasbatha, who ruled not too long ago actually, in 765 until 790, which is just under a century ago. All right, are we going to have a battle here, or are they're probably gonna outrun us? They're gonna have significantly faster units than us. They are Turks. Why am I leading the siege? But anyways, and for some reason he gave his 3-year-old son a county here, and he's denounced. I'm not sure what to think about this. Oh, and the Ogas Yabgu, I guess you could say in retaliation for the Afrikids encroaching on his vassals, on his realm, on his supremacy over the Ogazil, is raiding the heartland of Khwarazm. Finished that siege. We got a good amount of loot from this. We're profiteering from this war, which is good. We're profiting off of this war, which is helpful. So it was a good idea to clearly join this war. We are getting something from it. Honestly, it's not much. If we weren't in this war, we would probably already have made 5 gold in. But it's fine. He seemed to have lost most of his power, most of his hold over the Ogas here. It just seems that these guys are the only ones left that swear fealty to him, at least tributary fealty. Oh my gosh, he's even going for Gargange here. There might be a battle here as well, and it's taking him a very long time to raid that. It's 100% fat or slower because of this building and because of our culture, frontier warriors. This gives the local wali the opportunity to counterattack. He has light footmen, small niggers, and you have just a bunch of nomadic hordes, but I believe they don't counter anything. Okay. I feel like the nomads will probably win this regardless, but it's worth something. Oh, and it looks like Tishifan here, my spy master, and only Aswaran, might I add, has died of consumption, unfortunately. Well, he was quite old anyway, so that was bound to happen. We've replaced him with Vagru, who is our personal physician. It's probably very dangerous to make him my personal physician and spy master, but we trust him. He's content, vengeful, and shy. He's actually gotten novice physician as well, so his studying has bared fruit. Let's observe this battle here. And yeah. As you can see, the nomads have definitely won that. Unsurprisingly, it was a valiant effort for sure. And you're raising another army, it seems. Okay. I lost legitimacy. I have... Oh, yes, power vassals. Yes, I should probably deal with that, honestly. I don't really care to actually sway you. I think it's too much of a hassle, honestly. And I'm also horrible at diplomacy. I'm horrible at literally everything other than learning. I can read, but I can't do anything else. This will be the last siege here. The war is over. We got something out of it. Got some gold. Made these guys vassals. I need to disband. Or at least our lieges made these guys tributary vassals. Or not, I guess you're just not you don't have to deal with them, I guess. Fine. You could just sit there, do nothing. Interesting. I mean, you definitely have more units. Ah, it's because you have a bunch of levies. That's why you're probably scared to raise troops. I guess that makes sense. But he does really, really like us now because we contributed in his war. The wild woman. How have you not heard of her, my lord? I roll my eyes and grunt dismissively. To say that the flights of fancy of Shapur were beneath me right now would be an understatement. They say she has an open challenge for anyone, my lord. Shapur tries again, insistently this time. Lowering his voice, conspiratorially, he continues, listen, I know you tire of all the matrimonial questions. This woman offers her hand in marriage to anyone who can best her in physical ability. I sit back and consider the story. A martial-minded woman. Surely I can come away victorious and with a new wife in tow, no matter the skills. Shapur will ride to investigate. Enough with your tall tales. I mean, I am lazy. I would say I'm probably quite intrigued. I have not very good prowess at all, so let's be honest, likely I will not win this. I already know this event, and I already know what we're going to see. It's going to be a very, very strong woman we're going to be fighting, who is going to have a lot more prowess than us, so it's most likely that we're going to lose this, but I think Maxak is more intrigued than anything, even though he's lazy, even though it does take a lot to go forward with this. I think he's more intrigued, so I think we'll go see what Shapur is talking about. After a hard day's ride, we arrive at the location Shapur had heard our quarry frequented to find a surprising scene. A lithe? I've never seen that word before in my life, I'm sorry. Woman is currently grappling with a much larger man. Normally, this would hardly seem a fair fight at all, but an instant later, and the bout finishes. Surprisingly, the first figure, broadly grinning, helps up her opponent magnanimously before flicking her eyes over to regard me. I'm sorry. I swear I can read. I've not seen you around these parts before, she smirks as she addresses me, dropping into a sardonically elaborate bow. My name is Nazgul. I know why you're here, but let me warn you, anyone who wastes my time has to pay me a sum for my troubles. Say hello to your new husband, Nazgul. 2% chance. Oh my god. Discretion may be the better part of valor here. Yeah, I think it's probably for the best. Maxak was definitely intrigued to see what Shapur was talking about Nazgul here, who is, wow, diligent, gregarious, and calm. She has incredible martial and prowess. Wise woman, blade master, desert warrior, veteran adventurer, athletic and strong. I think this is very much in character. Maxak sees the woman in question, and he says, nope, I'm okay. Discretion may be the better part of valor here. I'm gonna walk away. Revoke title. Excuse me. I have come to the conclusion that you cannot be entrusted with the dignity and responsibility of the Marsbanat of Khiva. I therefore request that you relinquish this title forthwith. Hello. This is preposterous. Not only did I help you in war, I helped expand the realm, the power of the realm, but I remain a loyal vassal to you. I mean, nothing has happened in these past 2 years, but I remain a loyal vassal to you. You didn't even give me the opportunity to convert. You're just straight up going to take my title. Now, obviously, but look here, I can't win this war. I simply cannot win against this man. And I don't think we can just simply convert or adopt his faith. Not that I have the piety. Yeah, I don't even have the piety. There's nothing I can do here. This is the ultimate betrayal. I remained a loyal vassal for these 2 years, and I even helped you in war, which was my duty. It was my duty to help you in the war as your marshal. And you dare revoke my title just because I'm Zoroastrian. He's not going to try to find any way around it. There's nothing he can do. He understands that he's powerless. He understands that his liege is significantly stronger. And he doesn't trust that any of his vassals will come to his aid. Actually, the other vassals do hate him a lot, actually. And I guess the only thing we have to do is just reluctantly accept. You will take my title, and I may become an adventurer. Let's just say I will become an adventurer, because I will become an adventurer. Hopefully, right? It isn't just game over. We can't game over anymore, right? Anyways, and there it is. I've lost my title, and let's see if we just. Yep, there it is. We are now an adventurer. Where did my cocky liege find the gall? My titles are forfeit. My land's gone. My status in tatters. If I am to defend and restore my rightful property, let alone my honor, it seems I must start from the bottom. Khwarazm Shah Eric's grasping greed should be avenged. However long the road, he won't get away with this. He will indeed not get away with this. You get the standard of Maxakid. I like the sound of that. Okay. And yeah, there it is. Just like that, we're an adventurer. And we're leaving. We're actually leaving the realm automatically. We're leaving to go to the Tahirid realm. We're going more specifically to Amol, which is held by a Tahirid vassal, the Amir of Merv, Al-Hussein, who doesn't really like me. I don't know, man. This is unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. We can't really become legitimists. We only lost... yeah, must have a press claim on at least a key in town. Yeah, we can't become legitimists. Let's see. What do we want to become? We could become scholars, I guess. That's really the only thing we're good at. Is scholarship. For now, we'll just remain wanderers. Just for now. Night attack. It's night when the attackers fall on our perimeter. A motley flash of glinting armor and flashing weapons lit only by distant firelight. If they're wearing any colors, they're not visible. But their intent is clear enough. All the same, remove us from Khiva, dead or alive. The camp is not without defenders, though, and with a cry of outrage, we prepare to push back this local scourge. I mean, it's obvious where this attack is coming from. Even though we can't see the colors, we can't see what flags are flying, it's very clear who sent this attack. What are we gonna do? I think, yeah, let's just hide from the chaos. Let's just run and hide. It's nothing much we can do. Akuman's tithe. Thunder echoes ominously overhead, a dull interruption to the lashing winds and whipping rain working on scattering our convoy. Distant cries echo up and down the line as carts and animals sink into soft earth, the storm doing its level best to wash us all the way to hell. Children and elderly shiver in miserable silence, soaked to the bone, and wondering when hypothermia will begin to set in. The air crackles with static and tension alike. My followers on the edge of breaking. Man, this is so sad, actually. Not all the time do I actually genuinely feel emotion and sadness for my character, but like, oh, think of where we came from. We came from ruling Khiva, and we were perfectly fine. We were a loyal vassal of our liege. We helped him in war, and then he goes around, turns around, and takes our land from us. And we're powerless. The first thing that happens, we have to leave in disgrace. We get attacked at night, presumably, by... we don't know who it was that attacked us, but we suspect that it was Iraq who commissioned the attack. But then, not so shortly after, we're caught in a horrible storm. Like, this is a true fall from grace. Put your backs into it. Nope, the weather sows too much chaos. Unfortunate. My self-focus invalidated. I can no longer do scholarship focus, fortunately. There's turning a bend in the path. We come across a group of people covered in dust, emerging from what must once have been an impressive tomb. They hoist burlap sacks that jingle and jangle, weighed down by the trinkets they have dug out of the ancient building. Times are hard, mighty master. Our families must be fed, and we're not doing harm to anyone among the living. There's no future for those who disgrace the past. I don't think I would care much, especially I'm not going to imprison him. That's too cumbersome. The master deserves his cut. Deserves something, surely. I mean, I'm falling on hard times as well. I just lost my title, I've been attacked. I've gone through a horrible storm. I absolutely deserve a cut as well. Thank you very much. What? There's like a 5 or 10% chance, right? That I get an item, an artifact. There's no way I actually got a Sasanian sword. That's really cool. Let's see. Prestige. Seduce, phase length, courtly vassals. Yeah, the vassal stuff doesn't matter. I'm no longer ruler, but that's really cool. I got a Sasanian sword. Said to be a remnant of the old Sasanian era. This sword is embellished with several gemstones and features intricate patterns, making it a magnificent sight to behold. Though nowadays it is too fragile to be taken into battle, perhaps this sword was once held by a hero, now lost to time. Born of desperation. At first, it's just a few gaunt... I'm getting so many events, by the way, from this one travel. I don't know if this is scripted or if this was heightened because I lost the title or because I just became an adventurer and I'm fleeing, but I'm getting a lot of events, and this is like truly building up my character, building up my story. At first, it's just a few gaunt Khwarazmian peasants we see. They appear in the distance or peeking around little features of the terrain, fleeing when we notice them. Hours pass, the skittish locals eyeing us from afar all the while. Just they seem to have finally backed off. A cry goes up, and a frenzied horde surges at us from the cover of a ridge. Wild-eyed, emaciated, they look fragile, in the early stages of starvation, no doubt. Though not so weak that they could not rob many of our provisions before being driven off. Try to calm the throng, that is not working. If they want provisions, they must pay. Force this rabble back, simply let them take some provisions. Maxak would definitely choose the easy way out here. Simply just let them take it. Let's not bother ourselves. Straight for the wagons, laden heaviest with provisions. Do you think that these attacks, look, all these attacks, even from the peasants, because the other guys, a night attack looked clearly like it was a more sophisticated, they were armored, more well-armed and armored. It looked like a more sophisticated attack, so it was very clear, very obvious that it must have come from someone with wealth, someone who could pay for that attack to occur. So it must have come from Iraq. But do you think these other attacks were enticed by Iraq? It's possible. These other attacks from the peasants, for example, could have been the case. Surrender provisions. Yeah, just surrender. Let's please get out of here. Oh God, there's more sickness in the herd. Surely we can treat them. Should we say? Oh my God. Yes, let's try to treat them. It didn't work. Unfortunate. The roads we walk, the path ahead stretches on, a lonely winding thread twinning towards the distant horizon. Strangers and hangers-on rise with the day, preparing for their morning chores with reluctance. Most are the miscellaneous chaff that flit in and out of a group on the road with each new settlement. Few faces catch my eye as ones I recognize, at least in more than passing. Thank Mithra, we have some intellectuals at least. At least I count some good scrappers. Honestly, with what we've gone through, even though we're more learning focused and we want to go with these learning characters, yeah, you're actually really, really good learning. You're good as well. Considering what we've gone through, I feel like we need some really strong... Actually, let me look at the camp. Is anyone even with me? There is no one remotely interesting in your camp. That is so funny, Paradox. Okay. That's good. That's good. I feel like we need some scrappers. I feel like we need people who are actually in our camp, who are actually a part of our entourage, who can fight and protect the camp, because so far it has been rough with all the raids and all the attacks. I think it makes sense that we try to get some of these fighters to protect us. We have Tall here, who is zealous, brave, and wrathful. Blade Master, Forder, and Tough Soldier. He's really good martial, really good prowess. And next we have Doc as well. Doc the Lion, even. And we have, Tall the Mad, interesting. Brave, humble, and ambitious. Reckless. He's a poet as well. That's nice, actually. Tough Soldier, and he has pretty good stats as well. Yeah. Makes sense. Let's go for that. And we're still going with the events. Leader, begins Doc. I couldn't help but notice that we are about halfway through our provisions. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, actually, we don't have much. Shouldn't we start reducing our rations, or even better, plan for a stop to stock up? It's not an emergency yet, but these kind of situations don't need long to take a turn for the worse. It's a simple delay, and we could find ourselves forced to eat the soles of our boots. He does raise a good point. Just buy yourself tasty at the next town. Sure, whatever. We actually really like this guy. Respect. What? Why do we like him so much? I'm actually really confused. What does that even mean, respect? Why do you like him so much? We like him too. Oh, is it from the event, right? From, I guess it's due to, like, them being the first, being chosen to be in my camp. So we just really like each other. Okay, yeah, you know what, honestly, just buy yourself something tasty at the next town. Whatever, we don't need to worry. We don't need to stop for provisions. Band of 2. Passing through a back alley in Chagall, I see a lonely child and his dog sitting in a corner behind a small wall. You go, feller. He tells it as he hands it a small piece of bread, keeping none for himself. Looking at the two, clearly the dog has been taken much better care of than its owner. The kid must be giving it everything he can find. Here's some food, child. I don't have time for filthy orphans. No, I mean, I think Maxak here, despite what he's gone through, I think he still has a good place in his heart. I think he still has kindness in his heart. I don't think he's going to be mean to this little child. I think he understands truly what this child's gone through. I mean, considering what he's gone through, I think he understands. I mean, he's definitely not on the level of this child, but I think he understands more or less. Definitely more than most, you know, people of higher status would understand. You would give him some food. He would definitely buy the child some food. We get kind ruler. That's nice. He's also Sogdian as well, which is interesting. We get some piety as well. Okay. And we have even more. Take the watch. Oh no, Doc could die. Should take its head. Ain't no way I'm doing that. As long as it doesn't eat anyone important. There's a man-eating monster. What the heck? Tighten the watch. Luck. And Taw died. Okay, well. That's unfortunate. But anyways, we finally made it. We have finally made it to Emil. After all of that, we've been through so much. We finally made it to our stop in Merv. And I mean, I don't think we can really stay here much longer, to be fair, because the local ruler hates us. Regardless, we need some sort of provisions before we move. And we also need to get a new lifestyle. What do? We can do learning again. We have restraint, apparently. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's the same there. Camp scientist. Men-at-arms counter efficiency plus 25%. Siege face time, negative 50%. Bonus modifiers from the steadfast camp. Temperament. Now also scale by number of followers with 15 or more learning. Sagacity. Nowhere to go, nowhere not to go. Simple. Go on that. And we have available camp purpose. Again, we're not going to choose one yet. We'll still see what we can do. First and foremost, what can we do? I guess, let's think. Do we want to stay here, first of all? Do we want to stay Merv? At face value, we don't really know the local ruler here of Merv, but all we know is that he is... All we probably know is that he is a supporter of the Caliph. And we are a detractor, obviously. We are Zoroastrian. So, by default, he will not like us. So we probably don't have much time. We probably can't spend too long in here. On the other hand, the Samanid ruler here, the Amir, Nasser, is a detractor of the Caliph. He's also generous, which does mean that there are possible handouts for us if we get on his good side. He's arrogant and trusting. He's also very, very good at diplomacy. And also, there's also just a lot more Khwarazmians in this region that we are more familiar with. And the Sogdians we're also a lot closer to than we are, for example, the Khwarazmian. So I think it makes sense for us to move instead to the Samanid realm. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to go. So Doc here, he needs to be my bodyguard. First and foremost, you need to protect us. You need to protect this camp and everyone in it. Even though it's only me and you. It's just you and me, Doc. Not much else we could do. I might get wounded, whatever. And I've become wounded. Okay, well, that didn't go well. Let's visit the castle holding. Maybe we can get provisions there. Those edibles are beginning to go bad. Yikes. Okay, we tried to... Right. It's not going well. It's not going well. It's already not going very good for us. Can we maybe just go do this contract still, regardless? Wali Ibrahim seeks the aid of fellow Sogdians, or any other who is willing to advocate for the rights with Amir Nasser. Oh, he's Khwarazmian. I didn't even know that. And you, Bukhara Kuda, Ibrahim, is Sogdian. Yeah. Try to complete your choice of either diplomacy, martial intrigue, or learning scheme. Yeah, sure. Why not? Travel? Can we actually get there? No, we could travel there, but we can't really... we can't really stay there, unfortunately. A group of Sogdians enter my camp, wishing to speak with me. Greetings, adventurer, starts the eldest of the bunch. We come from Nakshab, a nearby land where Wali Ibrahim of Nakshab rule is just in accordance with noble Sogdian traditions. A few shy cheers of Wali Ibrahim's name distract the elder before he continues. However, his liege, Amir Nasser, is a foreigner and ill accustomed to our ways. In the name of Wali Ibrahim, we plead, aid us in guaranteeing our cultural freedom under the Emir's reign. I learned a few tricks to get Khwarazmians on my side. No, definitely not intrigue. Let's see if I can reason with a Khwarazmi. Oh god, I have to use diplomacy? Not... what about learning? I'm not gonna... Actually, I'm better at intrigue than I am diplomacy. Let's just do an open dialogue. I reached a quorum with my compatriots. We, of the standard of the Maxakid, are best suited to aid the Sogdians by engaging in open dialogue. When Ibrahim begins arranging a series of hearings, in this process, my oratory skills will be put to the test, negotiating well with Nasser's representatives may just earn my employer their privileges. This could go horribly wrong. Basic success chance is definitely what we need. I mean, yeah, we absolutely need success chance. Remember, we're here to earn. Yeah, let's do that. We definitely need success chance, I'd say. Lay of the land. None in my camp are intimately familiar with the terrain in Nakshab, and such lands are not to be trifled with. It is for this reason that I find myself standing in front of a local guide, bartering for services to be rendered. It's no joke out there. He offers drawing air in through gritted teeth, a theatrically worried gesture. You'll need either these maps or my services. I could tell you that for free. He is right, but there's something about his mirror that makes me hesitate. Who are you? You're Karlik Maturiti, Gergen. Diligent, arrogant, cynical, thrifty cleric. Okay, you can manage money very well. You can lead an army, and you are pretty well read. How much did you say those maps were? Detailed maps. Definitely a lot of travel safety. He could be my caravan master, however. I could use a caravan master. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to plan all my routes myself. It would definitely make my life a lot easier. Oh, okay. I was scared there for a second that I might just die and then the campaign would be over. But luckily, there was a 10% chance. But we did survive that wound. Wow, 3-month phases. That's a bit ridiculous. We'll put as Herald Kurgan just to make that go faster. And then our scribe can be Doc, yes. That's, you know, 55% chance for as bad at diplomacy we are. It's actually not the worst. I know many people wonder why I always prefer to eat a lot of plain sangak, a typical tradition, a type of traditional Iranian flatbread, instead of other breads. But being a man who is familiar with my military, how could I not enjoy eating the bread that my champions and brave soldiers typically eat? It may be rather basic, but it has its delightful charm. Bro, I'm sorry. I really do love bread. I don't eat a lot of different types of bread. I would love to if I was ever given the opportunity, but man, I really do like bread. Plain bread, still good bread, man. Journey to I'm always delayed by 30s. I mean, I'm not able to move anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is our opportunity. Let's definitely go stop to forage. Okay, we almost have empty-handed. I mean, it's something. We did get something at least. Finally. Some sort of provisions. Oh, there we go. We're moving. Why are we moving? What's happening? Aren't we supposed to be sitting there? I feel like that was a glitch that was not supposed to happen. I feel like I was supposed to stay there for the entire scheme. But I just moved for whatever reason. I just left. Why did I do that? Can I actually move here now? I mean, yeah, I would to move here. Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to do that, but sure. I'm interrupted from my stroll near my pavilion by the approach of a nervous stranger, a woman who introduces herself as Chat and is clearly as alien to Amol as I. Lord, you and I both know that Karmazda are not welcome around here. Doubtless, you too have encountered the prejudice that Karmazda Pog's faithful face in these lands. Momentarily, she pauses, steeling herself for a clearly expected rejection. Understand if you've already too many people to care for. But if you will have me, I'll serve you loyally all of your days. Regardless of how old she is, she's going to be helpful to the camp, so I guess find a home elsewhere? Become vagabond. I mean, what could she do? She could be my physician. Yeah, she could absolutely be my physician. Of course. You can join. And you can be my physician. Thank you very much. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Doc is probably not the absolute most skilled. Still, he's clearly applying himself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, with the aim of improving his skill in matters of diplomacy. Bettering yourself is costly, but helps us all in the end. Yeah, he's actually has really good, well-rounded stats. He gains 2 diplomacy. Good for him. Right. Oh, what? Eric died? Here, what's happened to his wife? Died from his wounds. Excuse me? Severely injured, ill? Did he die? Was it because of his illness? It doesn't look like he was recently raided. That is incredible. He's actually died. And why are you in prison? Doc is certainly an asset to my contract, providing skill, wisdom, and guidance as best he can at every turn. Most recently, that's meant offering to help tutor me in an effort to improve our overall chances. The offer is tempting, if presumptuous. I could definitely use some more diplomacy, and you are qualified to teach me. Sure, why not? I accept. And there we go. I gained 3 diplomacy, and just like that, okay. I mean, we're in a much better spot, I feel. The scheme isn't too bad. It's just going to take a very long time for this to go through. I'm going to go on speed 5 just to speed through this, because I'm not doing anything else. I'm just waiting for the scheme, so. You're hosting a tournament now? This 6-year-old child? I guess it wouldn't be him. It would be his regent. Who is his regent? Ali Chakran of Gardaman. He's craven, honest, and cynical. He's a detractor. Interesting. He's at odds with the ruler. He's very good at learning. He's an astute intellectual. Cunning politician. He's a philosopher in his own right. You can do a 91% chance. Let's hope this works. Here we go, success. It took us so long to do that. Into the very hall of Amir Nasser, I argue the cause of Wali Ibrahim. With good tidings to report, with cheering still echoing in my ears, I return to my employer. A minor thing, easily amended, he called it. He grins. How you've championed the minor thing of my people's freedom. Our protection shall soon be officially pronounced, and I could scarce be more pleased. The people of Nakshab can rejoice. Also, contract, gain protected title revocation. I gain prestige. Get opinion of me, starts endorsing me. Oh, that's him, right? No, it's... What? Okay, sure. What? What do you mean starts endorsing me? Excuse me, I'm confused. Join role of patrons, acceptance between the increased. Yeah, okay. Good. Took us long enough, but that was that. Wow, his wife is Manichaean Persian. That's interesting. That's pretty interesting indeed. Okay, cool. One thing I would like, actually. I think I'm getting at the age where I should probably get married. I am, let's see, I'm 33 years old. I don't know if you have anyone for me to marry. Oh, I can. A woman, an unimportant woman. Who would that be exactly? Anyone here? I have no idea, like, who it would be, though. That's the thing. I wish it would tell me who the woman is, so I know if it's even worth spending this prestige. Okay, we got some provisions. Let's also visit the castle holding and see what is here for us. Can we get some more supplies, please? Not likely. Yeah, it's not likely. It's worth a shot, but... Let's see, what do you got for us? Treasure hunt, organization. For some traveling, transport contracts. Okay, requiring you to travel to a distant county. Why not? I guess. What do you want me to go to, though? That's the most important thing. Gurganj? I am not stepping foot back into Khwarazm. No, that's not happening. No, sorry. I don't want this contract. Screw you. The culture in Nakshab is unfamiliar to me, and some of their customs equally alien. This is proven especially true when Gurgan, acting as our cook for the evening, beckons me over to look at the stewing pot. It's a local recipe, he begins, supposedly authentically Sogdian. I was assured so by a passing merchant. I look at the substance with suspicion. Is that stewed rabbit with turnips? Blended with herbs from Khwarazmian cuisine. Yeah, sure. Expanded culinary horizons. Key provisions. I don't see why not. We can settle a boundary dispute. Sure. Why not? Think I can resolve this? Nope. Okay, well, let's maybe not do that again. Here's something I want. Scholarly work would be a nice change of pace. Lending contracts. Okay. I actually like Varzak more, so let's do Varzak here. He's also Sogdian, which is preferable. And he's also giving us more rewards, so my eyelids start drooping and I nod off momentarily before I jerk awake. As far as I can tell, this particular passage seems related to religious studies and their gleanings. But by Kermazdabag is it droning on and on. I trace an ink-stained finger along a pit of hounds with human faces in the margins. Maybe I should improve the text just a bit to make it more enticing. How about I embellish this just a smidge? Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Let's just stick to the script. Whatever. So you just purse his lips, turn around, yeah. Spot statue, yeah, okay. I did it. I did it. Whatever. It was boring as hell, but I did it. The roads are busy with the wagons and reinforcements of a passing army. In the distance, colorful peasant revolt. Colorful peasant revolt. Standards shine in the sun, making slow progress across the scrublands. The sight of this host worries the party as it makes its way to some distant objective. A bedraggled group of soldiers are coming the opposite way. They have the look of deserters about them. It's blending with the peasants. I am Master Maxak. They will let us pass. Should force, definitely not. They just need to be bought. Rikin joins my camp. So you're part of the peasant revolt. The leader is Shans here. The Sogdians are rebelling against the Khwarazmi ruler, Nasir here. And I have just guaranteed their rights. I guaranteed the Sogdian rights in the realm, at least in the realm of Nakshab. I have guaranteed their rights in this region. If they don't already know my name, then they absolutely should. I am Master Maxak. I have guaranteed your rights in this realm. So you must let us pass. I think I spent the money. A figure stumbles into a camp. Dirty. They're more like me. Says, okay. We're the only ones left who won't rob the vulnerable for food and valuables. Would rather die. Is that the chaste? He's a faithful blade. Brilliant strategist, but he has no base martial. He's chaste, compassionate, and arrogant. He's Sogdian in Kermasta. Sure. It's free. Why not? You may join. And we've completed our mission there. My eye catches an elaborately decorated tomb amidst a network of common graves. The tomb appears to be cracked open, and just within its mouth I see the glimmer of some unknown treasure. None but my party appear to be around, and surely whomever once owned the contents of this tomb would not cast judgment on me for taking what would go otherwise unused. It's a tomb, right? Should we interpret this? I mean, we're in Zoroastrian land. So, this is not really a tomb. This is more a sky burial. Like a more smaller makeshift sky burial place that we have come across. I mean, we could try. I'm sure nobody would notice. Okay. My party's caught. It's a crime. I've done a crime. I'm a criminal. Oops. I'm a grave robber. Did I get the money though? I think I still got the money. So I mean, actually I didn't. I did not get the money. Let's just try to avoid bloodshed. There's nothing much to do here, so I guess we travel further east. Let's do more business with the Sogdians, I think. Before we move on, we should probably purchase some ice. Yakshalls are buildings traditionally used to store ice and snow in Persia for centuries. Historically, travelers and locals alike would buy ice from the local yakshalls to preserve or make food and drink like sorbet and chilled wine. Okay, I think we're going to move on further east. We're going to move to Amir Hatim, who is a Sogdian. It's going to be very dangerous travel, actually, but hopefully we'll be fine. Bandits. Okay. Surrender provisions. Whatever. It's not much we can do about that. I'm fluent in East Iranian. Am I? I don't speak East Iranian. We speak a dialect continuum. We speak a dialect of East Iranian. So I guess we can make our way through here. Ah, let's find something for us to do. Clever intrigue, diplomacy. I guess we could do something diplomacy related. The Zoroastrians are actually still ruling over here. This goes to show that the Samanid realm is clearly a lot more tolerant than the African realm. Nasser here hasn't taken away the titles of these local non-Muslim rulers over here in the Pamiri Mountains. We have Buddhists as well over here, Mahayanas and Vajrayanas. We have these two Pamiri Zoroastrian rulers as well. I think we're going to go over there into the Pamiri Mountains, do this mission, improve ruler reputation. If I just keep spending for these things, it's just going to run out of money. But for now, I because I don't have much, I'm going to purchase from local pathfinders. Hopefully I'll be okay. Look, we are 34 years old. This year we'll be 35. Ideally, from this, hopefully we can complete this and maybe get a hook to where we can marry one of his courtiers, or at least if there is a female courtier, a female guest, and there doesn't seem to be anyone, unfortunately. Darn. The freedom is easy to enjoy. No obligations, no counselors yapping, no dignitaries to entertain, none of the downsides of the trappings of power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased. The constant scraping for survival wears thin. Increasingly, every night, I yearn for a proper bed. I don't know. I feel like lately, I mean, we did, of course, initially come from ruling ourselves. We did rule the county of Khiva. But I'm not sure if we really care to go back anytime soon. Not that we really can. We don't have the means at all, actually, to retake our lands. We have come to, I guess, enjoy our life as a wanderer. Yet it's not as glamorous as a ruler, as being even just a lowly count, but it's definitely an interesting trade-off because there's definitely more to worry about in terms of survival, but there is less work to be done, if you will. You have, like here, you have less obligations. You don't have to meet your vassals. You don't have to, delegate with your council. It's definitely a life that Maxak probably enjoys more than being a ruler. So I think you will enjoy this life. I quite enjoy this life. I don't think he thinks it's that bad. It could be worse, for sure. He could be just a lowly peasant. At least he has the freedom to move around. As I turn in for the night, I hear some commotion coming from around my guards. I can scarcely believe my eyes as I behold Gilas, a member of Zwedayar's own court. Please hear me out, Lord. Life at court is such a bore. I cannot stomach another day of it. I wish to join you on the endless road ahead if you would have me. She's also learning focused. Oh, she's his physician. I'll take you on, but you'll have to work to impress. Yeah. She's been in my position for a while, but I think she's old. I think it's better for her if she goes into retirement. We'll make Gelas instead our physician. 78% chance. Success! Bearing the Marzraban's name. As his camp's master, when two of my more notable followers wish to wed, it's my right to have the last word. They live within my protection, travel on my animals, and break my bread after all. Today's hopeful couple are Nizat and Gelas, and with everything else in place, they only await me waving my permission, or else signaling my defiance. Takes Nizat as her man, okay? Like, he'll be her concubine. Then that means she can still get married. Formally. Yeah, okay. I guess. Okay. Now she has family, apparently. So now technically, yeah, that is happening. But it's not showing up here because I guess it doesn't do that. I don't know. It just doesn't show up, I guess, for wanderers or something. Today, the Sakyans have diverged their culture into Nakshab. What's the difference here? They're bellicose, irrigation experts. They've gotten 2 new things here, yeah. Irrigation experts and stand and fight. Another day, another successful contract. I recently employed a new maid, Daria, at my residence. Though young and inexperienced and feisty in spirit, she is cleverer than she seems at first glance. Some of my young manservants are rambunctious lads, though not bad at heart. They love to prank the other servants. I usually don't bother to intervene, as they do it away from the eyes of the court, and the pranks are mostly harmless. Today, the lads prepared to prank her by having a bucket drop water on her when she opened a door. However, Daria figured this out. She turned the tables by tricking the boys into having the water be dumped on themselves. I fortunately witnessed the incident, and it gave me a good laugh. You go far in life, Daria. Lads, we need to talk. These pranks have to stop. This cover girl deserves to be more than a mere maid. I think I agree. I actually really like her. This woman was originally a maid who caught people's attention because of her clever and resourceful nature. Eventually, she was promoted to become a proper lady. I feel like this Daria should be my wife. I really like her. She showed exceptional skill and intelligence. Yeah. Awesome. There we go. Rounding a little cluster of tents as I leave my pavilion, I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner around a small hearth. Curiously, both Gergen and Daria are amongst them, neither of whom particularly enjoy one another's company. For I have time to ponder such a strange quirk of seating, Daria mutters something inaudible, only for the whisper to send Gergen into a blind rage. With a flash, a weapon is drawn, and blood about to be spilled. Come on now. What's your opinion of him? Oh. Okay. Right. What about you of her? Uh-huh. I see. Arrest Gergen to the stocks? I mean, do I intervene? Do I get in the middle of this? Or do I just arrest him? Arresting him seems like a rash choice, but I mean, he's attacking my wife. He could risk my wife being injured. Or worse, we have to detain him. I'm sorry, but like, you can't attack my wife like that. Nizat it shall be, and you can improve your skills. And you, Gergen, I'm not gonna execute you, but I don't know what I do. I'm not gonna demand your conversion either. I could just banish you. Yep, that's what I'll do. I'll banish you. You tried to attack my wife. So, leave. Leave us now, and never come back. You know, I think we're gonna make my wife also my second in command, considering her skill, her intelligence. Oh, the Sogdia and Bulk have been, or not Sogdia, Kutal and Bulk have been united. You are now Turco-Heptalite, and what's happening here? A claimant war for Kutal. Well, now we have the money. We can finally get some sort of domicile building, and I think it's pretty obvious we're just gonna go for Barber's Tent because it's the best one to go for overall. Yeah, it's overall it's good one to go for. We could finally pay for that. Support a faction. It's getting a little bit crazy over here, so I think it's about the time we leave. It's getting quite unstable. It's getting pretty scary. Let's get out of here. I meant to actually go into the holding, but I guess I can't. We need to get out of here. It's quite unstable, this war. Actually, the entire realm is not doing very good. You are losing to peasants still. Yikes. Oh my god, you are incapable. What is going on? It is not a good time currently. Oh, there's a dissolution war. Oh my god. Okay. Chieftain Humar of Barajan, who's Khotanese, is leading a dissolution war. Oh, so that's who you are. Ah, okay. Well, right. How about we go further east into the Pamiri Mountains, where there's Zoroastrians that are ruling. How did you become... Ah, you got converted because of your father, I assume. Oh, okay. I see. There's been an inheritance of a different house. And now, these guys are Buddhists. If it's a different house, I think, obviously, we would go to Zhuariyar. We're familiar with him. He likes us. We like him. It's fellow Zoroastrians. I think it makes sense that we move over there into the relative safety of the Pamiri Mountains. Relative safety of the Pamiri Mountains. It's really no more, but... Okay, yeah, that's... Sure. Whatever. Let's move over there. The phase has changed. We're in the stabilization phase. What does that do for us? Men-at-arms recruitment, men-at-arms maintenance, okay. Cultural effects, new language provides prestige. We do a passage of arms. I guess we'll help you out, sure. Early evening is a time of intense activity for the camp. People and supplies are tossed this way, and that as our portable home is set down once more. Habitually, it's also when I take a walk to clear my head and avoid all the little tasks and questions that come from my followers. As I crest a small ridge, I see the last pinkish rays of the dying sun bathe the lesser peaks below, casting entire valleys into quick marching shadow whilst bathing the mountains' tips in rosy light. A beautiful sight, perhaps even one worth sharing. Linger and appreciate the solitude? Daria, climb up here. Go for chat instead. Nice moment. Work beckons. Daria, climb up here. Yeah. Become friends. Share a moment whilst watching a beautiful sunset. That is so nice. Oh, and I got piety for making a friend. I guess that's due to running intermezzo civilization. And, my wife is pregnant all of a sudden now. Strength and diversity. Your faith opinion plus 15. Faith conversion cost. You now gain, plus 1 for every 3 unique fates your followers have when camp temperament is steadfast. That sounds pretty cool. Let's look at that, actually. I think everyone is Zoroastrian. Or most, at least. Yeah, actually everyone is Zoroastrian, except for this guy. This guy who wanted to go on a treasure hunt, but I declined because he wanted to go to Arabia. And I have a son! Succession for now does seem safe. My lineage will pass on, it seems. Hopefully. He still has to survive childhood. Go Duck. Actually, I don't mind that. Duck is well, he's not our friend, actually, but we do still really like each other. We respect one another. And he is our bodyguard who's protected us from many assailant. And actually, ever since he's joined the camp, we have been relatively safer than we were before. To honor him, we will name our son after him. And Nasser die, just like that. Guess at least now, the depraved. Good folk whisper that his desires are unnatural. He considers them simply refined. He's sadistic, diligent, and paranoid. At least now there's some semblance of stability with him coming with an army, but even that, it's still not enough. Let it be known amongst you The Marzaban of Shugnan offers Khwarazmian patronage to those pious, cultured, or learned enough to deserve it. Inquire at castle. Look at what I've just noticed. There's actually an independent Mazdaean realm in Iran. I hurried to town square as soon as I heard the news. Chat was caught red-handed stealing from a market stall. Presiding from on high is none other than Marzaban Jwediyar, who glares at me with a look that could kill. Chat, by contrast, seems much more pleased to see me from a predicament in the stockade. Penalty for theft in Shugnan is typically a severe lashing. However, I'm willing to waive this punishment if an appropriate fine can be paid. I beg you, let her go, please. I'll just beg for forgiveness. He's a compassionate man. I think he'll accept this. He'll get a hook on me, which is fine. I don't think he can do anything with it, to be fair, so... Of late my joints have ached so. There's been a certain bruising, inflammation. At the very least, a gathering of waters about the mobile parts of my limbs. That causes me no little suffering. I've only the hope that it will subside, given time and rest. Ugh, that's a little tender. Okay. Anyways, I was gonna do something. I completely forgot what it was. Being in the Pamiri Mountains, being under the patronage of Jwediyar, switch our camp purpose to scholars. As we're learning and stewardship contracts, find slightly more diplomacy contracts, and get all these upgrades as well. And get chief engineer. Yeah, we are now officially scholars, and I'm immediately ill. Okay. Oh, there's something over here. Transcribe texts. Right. For whom? For Marzaban Tarkun, who is Manichaean? Wasn't someone around here... Didn't someone around here have a Manichaean wife, I believe? I think it was a last ruler, actually, that was here. If I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. I could be mistaken. I think I'm mistaken. Someone over here had a Manichaean wife. Very interesting. Okay. Sure. I don't know why he's really here. Traversing the hills on the outskirts of Holbuk, we are suddenly attacked by a storm of bandit riders out for blood. We are so close to the holding. Surely, Raisetan will send help. Centralized on, chased by the scoundrels for the longest avoiding battle, it becomes painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My champion Doc rides up next to me. I saw him look in his eyes. We both know the tactic that we have practiced in the past. Ay, ay, ay. Doc, you know what to do. Stays behind to distract the attackers. He dies. No, I don't think Maxak could do this. I don't think, despite him being lazy, right? Despite him being a pushover, for the most part, every time he's been in danger, he would just simply let the attackers, the aggressors, take what they want. I don't think if something is at risk, like a life, especially a life that of someone that he loves dearly, I don't think he would let that go. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would put someone's life on the line like that. We will fight with him, and we will see what happens. And he's dead. He died defending the camp. Yeah, disputed power, oh no. Bodyguard Doc appears before the main tent with grim resolve in his eyes. A couple of others stand silently beside him, all of them armed. We're not taking orders from a child. This farce ends now. He turns towards the gathering crowd. Anyone who still seeks gold and glory, follow me. We'll raise a new banner. Darius' voice interrupts the tirade. You forgot yourself and our common cause, Doc. You came to bargain. Admit it. Watch the unfolding events. What? He agrees to abandon his plans? No, he might leave? What do you think this means? I mean, he died... Maxak died defending with him. Defending alongside him. Do you think Doc is... probably guilty? Maybe my mother can convince him? Nope. He left just like that. And everyone else? Almost? Everyone in... Oh, chat is gone? It's just my mother and Pashang here. It's really unfortunate, man. I guess we start anew as Doc, and hopefully Hopefully we don't die. I guess there's only one person to educate us, and that is our mother. Oh, there's a battle here in the mountains, in the Pamir Mountains. Oh my god. The Emir is losing the battle. No way. Oh, wait. Oh, whoa! They just turned around immediately. The Emir was about to lose the battle, and then all of a sudden, his fortunes changed. He was about to lose, and he won the battle. Oh, you've converted. Oh, you're probably asked to convert. You've also converted as well. I guess my decisions would be made by my mother. She is brave, she's humble and gregarious. I think she'll accept the local holy man in. If he accepts, he does. Into the holy. Okay, nice. At least we have another follower to help us around. He can be our physician. Now, normally, I feel like if I were playing this in a different way, like if I were playing this as a grand strategy game, I feel like I would have gotten upset at dying there. Lost in thought. Oh, that is actually perfect. Considering we are scholars, I guess we are very similar to our father, despite not knowing who he is, unfortunately. Doc has immediately got himself involved in the war against the Samanids. Huh. Wow. And another war here as well. Wait, what? Resistance against Emir Ahmad. What does that even mean? Now, it looks like the war was won by Nuh. And he's taken, and he has completely deposed the local ruler here. Yeah, well, looks like the realm will remain as it is. Oh, and the ruler just changed. What just happened? The ruler just changed. He lost his lands, sold by faction demand. Okay, right. And now, now the new ruler is even weaker than the last. Ambitious, wrathful, and sadistic. That is a terrifying man to have as your liege. I'm actually wearing some clothes now. Let's see. Lust for land. Quite enjoy this life. I mean, I guess I'm more indifferent. I am 4 years old. I don't really think I have any ambitions for land. And my mother has typhus. I quite enjoy this life. Sure. Their footsteps. And that, dear boy, is the story of your father, Master Maxak. He was around for being lazy. How would you know? How exactly would you know, sure? You weren't there. You weren't there when he was alive. I guess my mother would have told him that. First physician is renowned for being lazy. That's actually funny. I think my mother would steer me in a different direction. I don't think I would become lazy. I don't think she would want me to become lazy, to be just like my father. I must differentiate myself from my forebears in a more productive way, in a more productive life than my father. I feel like maybe the reason why he's dead is because of him being such a pushover as he was. Maybe my mother sees it that way as well. Who knows? But yeah. I think diligent makes sense. And there's another succession war. Okay. Succession crisis clearly has not been resolved. Shwadayar died, and my caravan master as well, unfortunately. But Shwadayar died. We now have Erdogan, arrogant, patient, trusting. He is a consistent scribe. He's a lunatic as well. Yeah, well, we'll see what kind of ruler he will be. As I grew up, I seemed to reach sound conclusions faster than most of my friends. It is apparent I need much less effort on intellectual matters to have better results. It turns out I am intelligent. What? Lengthy torture session? From who? Oh, he married Gelas, and he got a child, actually. That ends the life of Doc. Shortly after Maxak dies, he dies as well. Without taxes, the royal treasury would soon run out. Loyal vassals are more than happy to pay, Farzad, my teacher, says, and focuses his attention on a courtier passing by in a hurry. Who is this guy? Okay? Therefore, it is of paramount importance to keep your subjects happy. Do not tax them too much nor too little, lest they find you complacent. As I continue turning a page. From the highest master to the lowest sorcerer, everyone plays their part, he says, closing the tome. lesson is finished. You may go now. I don't think any of this fits my character, my developing character at all. Mike is often lost in thought, trying to understand the world around him. He often relies on books and systems to make sense of things. I mean, I feel like, yeah, just take it at face value. Without fairness, the realm will falter. As I grow up, I sense the effect of my good fortune having comely traces. Well, would you look at that? Wow, my stats are actually quite insane for a 9-year-old child. Whoa, what the heck just happened down here? I just saw that happen in real time. The Sapphirs just lost a huge chunk of land to the Zunbils out of nowhere, and I have no idea why that happened. I think maybe an inheritance? Wait, who? Conquered by claimant. Conquered by claimant? You guys were at war? The Zunbils are going crazy right now. And not only that, but the Turuntai, I don't know where he came from. He was conquered. He conquered Persia. Persia wasn't even created. He just conquered it and just, okay, became the Sultan of Persia. It's attacking Bob. He's looking very strong. He's looking good. A new dynasty is forming down here. He is still Tengri, so we'll see what he. Oh yeah, it was a migration. Yeah, it was a. What do you call it? A overrun. It was an overrun kingdom, right? Yeah, interesting. And if this actually goes through, the Safford realm will be split, and on succession, all the lands up here will go independent. Wow. Definitely some big changes, big developments going on in central Iran. And yep, Yaqub has died. Will we have another succession crisis? I feel as if so. To be young again. Some of the adults like to tell me how they wish they were children again. They say when someone's a child, they can really enjoy life and not have to worry about real problems or anything dreary or annoying. Still, there are a lot of things I have to do, so I'm not quite sure what those adults are talking about. Is becoming an adult supposed to be fun? When I can make decisions for myself and can be my own man? Maybe the adults are right. I like being a kid. Contrary to some claims that medieval people saw children as equal to adults, or that parents did not care for their children as children the way modern parents do. That's an insane thing to claim, by the way. Like, why would the dynamic change between parent and child in the medieval time? I mean, sure, it is definitely different, but it wouldn't be majorly different from modern day. Medieval scholars have shown that although children were given important responsibilities the older they got, and were often involved in everyday household duties, they were still seen as being in a distinct stage of life from adulthood, and were encouraged to engage in playtime. Yeah, like normal. Yeah. That's like exactly how it is in modern day. Maybe the adults are right. I like being a kid. A leather ball. Nice. The child preacher. I watched my hubristic follower, Shilan, talk to some other children about truth. They were laughing and leering at her for a while before the pushing began. Despite the mockery, she tried to keep up the lesson until the first blow landed. She was preaching her words, preaching her truth, and she was attacked, and she was being mocked for it, and despite that, she carried on going. I think that's something I definitely admire. I'll protect you. I don't think I would jump in and, like, save her or anything. My mother would say probably to jump in and protect her. But I, personally, would want to defuse the situation. I think it's better. I think I understand where my limits are, and I think my limits are definitely in prowess, clearly. I think I understand that as an intelligent child. And, you know, we're just going to defuse the situation. We're going to calm everyone down. And let's all stop right now and talk about this. She becomes my friend. She's also being tutored by my mother as well. Sometimes I think that my mother has a better overview of my treasure than even my steward. A gold piece seems to be worth twice as much when she tells me how to spend it. Please guide me to prudent choices, Mother. My mother expects to have a say in my decisions. Yeah. She's been battling typhus for the longest time. Yeah, okay. Please help me out. Thank you, Mother. Wow, my stats are actually quite crazy. Shilan is a lot of fun to be around. She usually demands a lot of attention, but I do not mind. Every time I see her, my day is made better. Whenever our eyes meet, my stomach fills up with butterflies. Oh, I wonder if she would like this hibiscus that I found. Huh. I guess I do get a crush on her after all. As I wander across the courtyard, a scrap of parchment swirls in the breeze. I catch it, but the strange strokes daubed on to it are unlike anything I've seen before. Ah, you found my note. Faramez's voice startles me. Sensing my bemusement, he taps the scrap reassuringly. It's of another language, my little lord. Don't you worry. I can read it, but you needn't bother yourself with it for now. Oh, yeah, it's Pamiri. I mean, to be fair, it's not like it's a completely different language. To be fair, it's just another dialect of Eastern Iranian. Same as the Sogdians, the same as the Tokharians who speak Bactrian. It's just another dialect of East Iranian. So, same with the Khotanese as well. So it's not like it should be too different. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure of the linguistic history of these languages here, or these dialects of northeastern Iran. But, yeah, sure. I mean, I live here. I've literally grown up here this entire time. My whole life I've grown up in this one place, in Shugnan here. So I guess it does make sense that we learn the language, or at least the local dialect. So yeah, let's do it. 95% chance we should be able to do that. The tyrant ruler has died. Success! I've learned the Pamiri language. As I play in the courtyard, I spot Shilon playing with some other children. Without warning, as she brushes by a camel, it bucks. Shilon is sent flying several meters and remains bloodied and unmoving on the ground. Sudden silence is soon replaced by the terrified screams of the onlookers. How could Khwarazmian allow this to happen? Oh, she died. That is unfortunate. I'm let alone to play at last, and of course I take my trickery totem out of the toy box. There's something so satisfying about watching it go around and around, betting on where it may fall. But then Mahtab approaches me expectantly and asks, can I play? What? How am I... Why? How? How are you here? Why are you here? How am I interacting with you? Sure, I guess. Sure. Right. Sunni Caliphate concedes. Yep, there goes the Iranian intermezzo. Done already. Not even 30 years into the game. What a great struggle that was. Ah, and there we go. We have come of age, finally. My mother has done her job. She's been battling with typhus most of my childhood. I've lost pensive. I'm too intellectual. My stats are crazy. Let me just say that right now. I guess we can go down learning, maybe, or we can go down wandering. How about we go learning for a bit? We could do that. I was gonna go wandering, but what's happening here? Oh, yeah, you're at war, right? Yeah. Okay. That's less than ideal.